It is said that when we become self-realized, we have to stop eating and mating, defending, all these activities have to be stopped, because all of them ultimately are born out of ignorance. Their activities born out of ignorance. The ignorance has causes us to identify ourselves with the body, and material nature has different kinds of whips with which she flags the bodies of the living entities. So the different kinds of whips that Maya uses, they are hunger, thirst, lamentation, illusion, like this. These are the whips of Maya. So therefore we can understand that hunger and thirst are born out of ignorance. And when a person becomes self-realized, he is able to overcome the influence of hunger and thirst. Like we see in the example of Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami, although he was born in a very rich aristocratic family, and his father, uncle, they were all big zamindars during the rule of Hussain Shah in Bengal. And their annual income used to be some 12 lakh gold coins. That used to be their annual income, gold coins, 12 lakh gold coins. One coin, if you assume it is, say, 8 or 10 grams, each coin will cost how much? Almost a lakh of rupees, isn't it? Almost. Or how much? It'll per 8 grams, it costs how much? 30,000 rupees, right? Around 35,000 rupees. So 35,000 rupees into 12 lakh, you multiply, that is their annual income. So they were billionaires at that time. You can imagine, it's not a small figure. They were very rich. They were very well off. They were reporting directly to the king, Hussain Shah. So naturally, you should expect that they were very rich. But then Raghunath Das Goswami gave up that aristocratic life, and he took up the life of a mendicant, becoming a disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And later, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted the 6 Goswamis to settle in Sri Vrindavan Dham and broadcast the places of Krishna's pastimes to the whole world. And that is how all the Goswamis, they settled in different parts of Vrindavan. Gopal Bhatta Goswami built the Radha Ramanji temple. Sanatan Goswami had the Madan Mohanji. Rupa Goswami had the Govind Dev Ji. Like that, all the Goswamis settled in different parts of Vrindavan, and they started preaching the pastimes and the glories of Sri Vrindavan Dham. Raghunath Das Goswami settled in Govardhan, and he settled in Govardhan near Radhakund, and he did a lot of work in improving the infrastructure around Radhakund and Shyamakund. Currently, whatever we see, there are nice steps which are made, there is a nice compound wall, so many things. It has been well demarcated, Radhakund and Shyamakund. All that is primarily because of the efforts of Raghunath Das Goswami. Because when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Sri Vrindavan Dham, Radhakund and Shyamakund were just 2 puddles in the middle of some agricultural fields. Then Raghunath Das Goswami settled there and started the work of building the ghats and demarcating Radhakund, Shyamakund, giving it a proper shape and all that. That, of course, that work was later on continued by other great Vaishnavas also. I think Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur or somebody also, they also continued that work and gave it the shape of the present day. Raghunath Das Goswami, I think he stayed in Radhakund for almost 40 odd years. He stayed there for quite a long period of time. And it is said that Raghunath Das Goswami, his diet used to be, every alternate day, he used to drink 1 glass of buttermilk. That used to be his diet. So imagine if all of us, one day, Ekadashi, if we are told, Ekadashi today, full fasting you have to do, we'll give you only 1 glass of buttermilk. What will happen? All of us will, the moment we hear that, we'll faint. We'll all fall to the ground. After that, we'll not be able to get up. The thought itself will it'll make us faint. So you can imagine Raghunath Das Goswami, whole life, every alternate day, he's drinking only buttermilk. So what do we expect? Oh, he must have been very frail, very thin, not able to do anything. He must have been lying in one cot like that, and whole body is very thin and lean, and all bones are seen. And he must be, like, sometimes you see very old people when they become too old, they are not able to eat and all that. They'll be there. You can see their bones, and they'll be just lying like this, like a piece of vegetable. So was Raghunath Das Goswami like that? No. Every day he used to offer 108 dandavats to Govardhan. And every day he used to do parikram for Govardhan. Imagine, every alternate day only one glass of buttermilk, but he is doing so much. So this is not ordinary. Because he is completely out of the influence of ignorance. He is situated in Vishuddha Sattva Guna. Therefore, he had overcome the influence of hunger and thirst. So by this we can understand that Prabhupada also said, as we advance spiritually, eating, sleeping, mating and defending should gradually become nil. So we don't have to become afraid, oh, that means I have to live without eating. How will I live? I will die. We don't have to worry about that. For now, our current situation is that we have to eat prasadam up to our nose. Comfortably eat, no problem. Gradually, that prasadam will purify us, and we go on eating, gradually honoring Krishna prasadam. What will happen? Our consciousness will become purified. Hunger, thirst, all these things will stop influencing us, and we will be able to minimize eating, sleeping, mating, defending, all these activities.